I never thought finding a small black device behind my kitchen curtains would change everything. But that's how I discovered my sister-in-law Amanda had been secretly filming my family for months. Looking back, I should have noticed something was off when she suddenly started accepting every invitation to our weekly family dinners. Amanda had always been the type to find excuses. Her yoga class ran late, she had a migraine, her favorite reality show was having a season finale. But 3 months ago, she began showing up like clockwork, her expensive phone always in hand, supposedly taking work calls from the corner of my kitchen. "Emily, you don't mind if I grab some water, right?" she asked, sliding past me to the sink, phone casually pointed at my cooking space. I'd smile and nod, focused on not burning the lasagna or making sure my sauce wasn't too salty. Cooking had never come naturally to me, but I was trying. God, was I trying. My husband Mike always said he loved my cooking, but I knew some dishes turned out better than others. When the garlic bread came out a little too crispy or the pasta was slightly overcooked, he'd still clean his plate with a smile, reaching for my hand under the table and giving it a squeeze. "Thanks for dinner, honey," he'd say, and I'd know he meant it. But Amanda, she'd push food around her plate, taking tiny bites while tapping away at her phone. Sometimes she'd smirk, and now I know why. It started with my neighbor Lisa showing me one of Amanda's TikTok videos during our morning coffee. "I thought you should see this," Lisa said, sliding her phone across my kitchen table. "My daughter follows your sister-in-law, and well," the video showed me in my kitchen, struggling with a stuck jar lid. The caption read, "My SIL thinks she's a chef, wait for it." As I watched, the jar slipped from my hands, marinara sauce splattering across my white cabinets. Amanda's perfectly manicured hand appeared in frame, holding up a scorecard, 2 tenths for entertainment value. My hands shook as I scrolled through her profile. Dozens of videos, all filmed in my kitchen, all making fun of my cooking attempts. Kitchen Nightmare. Family Edition, one was titled. Another. When you're stuck eating your SIL's cooking. Some had hundreds of thousands of views. The comments were worse. "OMG, how does anyone eat that? I'm dying at her face when she tastes the sauce. Your poor brother having to live with this." I felt sick. Each video was a moment I remembered. The time I accidentally used salt instead of sugar in my banana bread, when I burned the bottom of the pot making soup. Every small kitchen mishap carefully captured and curated for maximum humiliation. But it was the newest video that broke me. Posted just last night, it showed me teaching my 6-year-old daughter Sophie how to make chocolate chip cookies. In the video, Sophie's little hands carefully measured flour while I helped her crack eggs. When some eggshell fell into the bowl, Amanda's caption popped up, "Like mother, like daughter, another generation of kitchen disasters." My daughter. She dragged my daughter into her cruel game. I spent the next hour searching every corner of my kitchen. I found 2 more hidden cameras, one disguised as a decorative magnet on my fridge, another tucked into my spice rack. Professional-grade equipment, not cheap stuff. Amanda must have spent hundreds setting up her secret filming operation. The final camera was different though. This one, hidden behind the kitchen curtains, had a wider angle. It didn't just capture my cooking disasters. It captured everything that happened in my kitchen when I wasn't there, including what Amanda did during her frequent water breaks. My hands trembled as I connected the camera to my laptop. Hours of footage downloaded, most of it mundane. Me cooking, my family eating, normal everyday moments. But then I found the clips from when I wasn't home, when Amanda would let herself in with the spare key we'd given her for emergencies. The first video made my blood run cold. There was Amanda, carefully opening my cabinets, removing spice jars, adding things, switching containers, moving from drawer to drawer with practiced efficiency. "Let's see how dinner turns out when the salt and sugar tray places," she whispered to her phone's camera. "Time to make some content." Another clip showed her adjusting my oven temperature when I stepped out to check the mail. Another had her adding extra ingredients to my sauces when I went to help Sophie with homework. She hadn't just been documenting my cooking struggles. She'd been creating them. The timestamps showed dozens of similar incidents over the past 3 months. Every mistake, every disaster. They weren't accidents at all. They were carefully orchestrated scenarios designed to make me look foolish for her growing social media audience. I sat at my kitchen table, surrounded by the evidence of my sister-in-law's betrayal, and felt something shift inside me. The hurt and humiliation transformed into something harder, colder. Amanda had violated my home, manipulated my food, and used my daughter for entertainment. My phone buzzed. A text from Amanda. "Coming to dinner tonight. Can't wait to see what you're making." I looked at my phone, then at the cameras laid out before me, and smiled. "Oh, I'm making something special," I typed back. "You won't want to miss this one." It was time to serve up a different kind of family dinner. I spent the afternoon preparing for dinner, but not in the way Amanda expected. First, I backed up all the camera footage to my laptop and a USB drive. Then I called my mother-in-law, Linda. "Can you come to dinner early tonight?" I asked, keeping my voice steady. "There's something you need to see." Linda arrived an hour before the scheduled dinner time, elegantly dressed as always. She'd always been fair to me, even when Amanda tried to create friction between us. "What's wrong, dear?" she asked, noticing my tense expression. "You sounded upset on the phone." I connected my laptop to the TV and played the footage. Linda's face went through a range of emotions as she watched her daughter sabotaging my cooking, laughing about it, and posting the videos online. When we got to the clip of Amanda mocking Sophie, Linda's hands clenched into fists. "That little..." Linda stopped herself, taking a deep breath. I raised her better than this. Much better. She turned to me, eyes fierce. "What do you need me to do?" Just then, Mike came home from work. I played the videos again, watching my husband's expression darken with each scene. When it was over, he pulled me into a tight hug. "I'm so sorry, Em," he whispered. "I had no idea she was... God, what is wrong with her?" "She's coming to dinner tonight," I said. "And I think it's time we serve her some truth." At exactly 6:30 p.m., Amanda breezed through our front door without knocking, phone already in hand. She was wearing an expensive new dress, her makeup perfect, clearly ready for another filming session. "Something smells." She paused, searching for a diplomatic word. "Interesting. What are we having tonight?" "Actually," I said, "I thought we could watch a movie before dinner." Amanda's perfectly plucked eyebrows rose. "A movie? But what about?" "Please sit down," Linda cut in, her voice leaving no room for argument. "This is one you'll want to see." Amanda's face changed as the footage began playing on our TV. First confusion, then shock, then pure panic as she watched herself sabotaging my kitchen, heard her own voice mocking my daughter, saw the evidence of her months-long campaign of humiliation. I can explain," she stammered, looking wildly around the room. "It was just a joke, just for fun. Everyone loves the videos." "Fun?" Mike's voice was quiet but sharp. "You call humiliating my wife and daughter fun?" "The videos have 500,000 followers," Amanda protested. "Do you know how much money I'm making from brand deals? Emily should be thanking me. I made her famous." "Famous?" I finally spoke, my voice trembling with anger. "You made me look like an incompetent mother. You mocked my child. You violated our home and our trust. And for what? For likes? For followers?" "I want all the videos deleted," Linda declared. "Every single one. Now." Amanda clutched her phone to her chest. "You can't make me. This is my career. My content." "Your content?" I pulled out a USB drive. "You mean the content you filmed illegally? With hidden cameras? In someone else's home? Recording a minor without parental consent?" The color drained from Amanda's face. "I wonder what your followers would think about that." I continued. "Or your sponsors, or maybe the police." "You wouldn't," she whispered. "Try me." Amanda's fingers shook as she pulled up her social media accounts. One by one, she deleted the videos, her eyes filling with tears as her view counts and follower numbers began to drop. "My engagement rate," she whimpered. "And the cameras," Mike added. "All of them. Now." She retrieved 2 more hidden cameras I hadn't even found, one in a fake houseplant, another disguised as a wall clock. Each one had cost hundreds of dollars. But I took particular pleasure in dropping them into a bowl of water, watching them fizz and spark. "I think it's time for you to leave," Linda said to her daughter. "We'll discuss this more tomorrow." At length. Amanda stood, mascara running down her cheeks. "Emily, please, my followers, my sponsors. I'll lose everything." I thought about all the dinners I cooked with love, despite my struggles. About Sophie's proud face when we baked together. About the trust that should exist between family members. "You already lost everything that matters," I replied. You lost it the moment you decided views were more important than your family's feelings. After she left, Linda hugged me tight. "I'm so sorry," she said. "I'll make this right, I promise." Mike ordered pizza for dinner, and we sat around the table. No phones, no cameras, just family enjoying each other's company. Sophie asked if we could bake cookies for dessert, and my heart swelled when she said, "Nobody makes better cookies than my mom." Later that night, I checked social media one last time. Amanda had posted a tearful apology video, claiming she was taking a break to reflect on my choices. The comments were brutal. Exposed. Karma coming through. Imagine betraying your own family for views. I closed the app and deleted it from my phone. Tomorrow, I'd go shopping for new spices, reorganize my kitchen, and maybe sign up for those cooking classes I've been thinking about. Not because I needed to prove anything to anyone, but because I enjoyed cooking for the people I loved. And this time, the only person filming in my kitchen would be me, teaching Sophie how to make her favorite chocolate chip cookies. 3 months have passed since the night we exposed Amanda's videos. The changes in our family dynamics have been both subtle and profound. Linda comes over more often now, not to supervise or criticize, but to genuinely help. She enrolled us both in a cooking class at the local community center, and our Tuesday nights have become a special bonding time. "You're a natural with pastries," she told me last week as we mastered French macarons. I never had the patience for them myself. The irony isn't lost on me. I'm actually becoming a better cook now that no one's secretly sabotaging my efforts. But more importantly, I'm enjoying it again. The kitchen feels like a safe space once more, filled with laughter and learning instead of anxiety and hidden cameras. Amanda's social media break turned permanent after several of her former followers discovered her other videos mocking different family members at various gatherings. Her carefully curated influencer career imploded within weeks. The last I heard, she had to move back in with Linda and take a regular 9-to-5 job. I wasn't prepared for her arrival at our door one Sunday morning, clutching a worn envelope and looking nothing like the polished social media star she once been. "Can we talk?" she asked, her voice small. Gone were the designer clothes and perfect makeup, replaced by a simple sweater and jeans. She looked more like the sister-in-law I first met years ago, before followers and sponsorships became her whole identity. Mike was out with Sophie at her soccer practice, so I hesitated before stepping aside to let her in. The kitchen, scene of her betrayal, seemed like the last place we should talk, but that's where she headed. "I found these while moving out of my apartment," she said, pulling photos from the envelope. They were from years ago, before her social media obsession. Pictures of us baking Christmas cookies together, laughing at family barbecues, celebrating birthdays. "We were friends once, weren't we?" "We were," I agreed quietly, before likes became more important than loyalty. She winced. "I've been seeing a therapist. She's helping me understand why I became so obsessed with the followers, the validation, the need to make content out of everything and everyone." I stayed silent, letting her continue. "I was jealous," she admitted, staring at her hands. "Not of your cooking, God, that sounds so stupid now, but of your life, your happiness. Mike adores you. Sophie is perfect. Even Mom, she's closer to you now than she ever was with me. So you decided to humiliate me online." I wanted to feel superior. Each video that went viral, each mean comment, it felt like I was winning something, but I was losing everything that actually mattered. She wiped her eyes. "I miss Sophie. I miss family dinners. I miss us." I thought about the hurt she'd caused, the trust she'd broken. But I also thought about what Linda had told me during one of our cooking classes. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting. It's about choosing to give someone the chance to do better. "I can't promise things will ever be the same," I said carefully. "But if you're serious about making amends, you can start by joining our cooking class. No phones allowed." Her eyes lit up with cautious hope. "Really?" "Tuesday nights at 7. "But Amanda," I met her gaze firmly. "One chance. That's all you get." She nodded solemnly. "I understand. And Emily, I really am sorry for everything." The following Tuesday, Amanda showed up to class in an old apron of Linda's, phone nowhere in sight. We made classic beef bourguignon, and yes, she struggled just as much as I once had. But this time, there were no hidden cameras, no mocking comments, just 3 women learning and laughing together. Last night, we hosted our first full family dinner since the incident. Amanda brought a homemade apple pie, slightly burned on the edges but made with genuine effort. Sophie, after initial hesitation, showed her aunt the proper way to measure ingredients for cookies. The joy on both their faces was worth more than 1,000,000 views. My phone still sits in a drawer during family meals. Not because I'm afraid of being recorded, but because I've learned something valuable through all of this. Real life, messy, imperfect, genuine life, is worth so much more than any carefully curated content. As I write this, Sophie and Amanda are in the kitchen attempting to make cinnamon rolls from scratch. There's flour everywhere, and they've already messed up the filling once. But their laughter is real, their mistakes are their own, and the only documentation is the memory we're creating together. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't about getting even, it's about getting better. Better at cooking, better at forgiving, better at being family, and that's something no amount of likes or followers could ever replace.